In this video, I'm going to show you how to make parts uneditable using an image as a background with option 2. This is going to start just like option 1, where I'm going to insert a new slide. I'm going to go with the blank layout. Again, you can use whatever layout suits your needs. On this slide, I'm going to have the students draw the image of a translation using a triangle. So the first thing I'm going to insert is a coordinate plane. I'm going to go to Insert, Image, search the web, and I've already done the search, so I'm going to choose the first coordinate plane here. I like this one, and insert it. The next thing I'm going to do is insert the triangle that the students are going to use from the coordinate plane in order to draw the image of the translation. So I'm going to insert again, Shape, Shapes, and Triangle. Now, once this triangle is actually inserted, it's going to come up a light gray color. I'm going to change that to yellow just to make it easier for the students to see. Now I'm going to label my triangle, and I'm going to use word art to label it. It's easier than trying to use a text box. So I'm going to do A. I'm going to change that to black to make it easier to see. Shrink it down and move it to my triangle. Now I'm going to do Control C to copy it so I don't have to go through that process again, and Control V to paste. Double click inside. Now I have B. Control V to paste again. Double click inside, and now I have point C. Okay. Now I'm going to give the students the instructions for what I want them to do on this slide. So I'm going to start by putting in a text box. I'm going to make the font a little bit bigger than 14 so they can tell what this slide is, or this text box is, that it's the information for the slide. So I'm going to have triangle ABC, and I'm going to put a triangle symbol in front of that so it actually looks the way it should be. So triangle ABC undergoes the translation T 6 -1. Now I'm going to insert my small triangle, and I'll turn it yellow as well so that the students have the correct description here in terminology. Okay, so these are the parts that I want to make sure the students don't move, along with the instructions for what I want them to do. So I'm going to insert another text box for their instructions. And in their instructions, I want them to draw the image of this translation using the triangle below. Okay, so now I have all of the parts listed that I do not want the students to move or manipulate in any way. The only thing that's left for me to put on my slide is going to be the triangle that they actually use to show the image of the translation. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to File and download this as a JPEG image. As it downloads it. If you notice here, it shows it as the name of my presentation. So when I go to actually insert this on a slide, that's what I'm going to look for. So now it has that as my image. I'm going to insert a new slide. I'm going to go blank again. And now we're going to go back to just like we did with option 1. We're going to go to Slide, Change Background, choose Image. We're going to go from our Google Drive. And you're going to find that file. So I'm going to do a search to find it. And here's my image. Now, I have a slide that the students cannot manipulate in any way. What I have left to do is to insert my triangle for them to use. So I'm going to insert shape, another triangle, and I'm going to draw this one on top of the one that I already have to make sure it's the same size. And then I will change the color of it. I'm going to make it orange. I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to label this one again. And then I'm going to group all of the parts together so when the students move it, they will have the completely labeled triangle. So here's A. Again, I'm going to do that Control-C, Control-V, and double click for B. Control-V, double click for C. And now I'm going to group this together. So what I do is I'm going to draw a square around all of those different parts. And I'm going to go to one of the parts of it to where I have the overlapping arrows. And I'm going to right click by clicking on the mouse pad with both fingers. Now I'm going to choose group. So it's grouped it. So now when the students go to move this, it's going to move all of the parts together.